The little girl urgently needed to use the bathroom, but the chalk lines on the floor were like an invisible wall, trapping her in place. She tried hard to step over them, but just couldn't take that step. I suddenly had an idea. I picked up the chalk and drew a pathway on the floor, then erased the boundary lines. She could finally walk out. I drew the pathway all the way to the bathroom, finally solving her urgent need. The welfare center specialist told us this child had likely been abused. When asked where her home was or who her parents were, she wouldn't say a word. We had found her on our way home. She was standing alone by the roadside, wrapped in a blanket and wearing pajamas. She was afraid of strangers, but only willing to come near me. She even whispered a few words in my ear. The specialist quickly recorded them and discovered she was speaking German. But how did she end up in America? To gather more clues, the specialist asked us if we'd be willing to foster the girl temporarily. Having never been able to conceive, I immediately agreed and named her Jenny. News quickly spread throughout the town. Neighbors praised us for our kindness. Only the bespectacled man next door disagreed. He said Jenny had psychological trauma and should be sent to a big city for treatment. The next day, my best friend brought her daughter to play with Jenny. Jenny pushed her away. Feeling a bit embarrassed, I quickly served them snacks. My friend had barely taken 2 bites when she suddenly spat out a shard of glass. When my husband came home from work, he checked the jam jar and found several more pieces of broken glass inside. He also found a shattered wine glass in the trash can. All signs pointed to Jenny. My husband said we should send her back to the welfare center, but I felt we shouldn't jump to conclusions so quickly. I tried asking Jenny what happened. Suddenly, there was a noise from the storage room. I ran over to look and found our house keys in the washing machine. This was too strange. When I returned to the room, Jenny was gone.